Guys, Brickzard59 here and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to be talking about how to buy LEGO Star Wars minifigures for cheaper than they usually are sold online. So basically in this video we're going to be talking about a technique anyone can use to purchase LEGO Star Wars minifigures for even up to 60-70% off from their price they go for online on sites like Brooklink and eBay. So here on the screen you can see just a few examples of certain figs you can get for significantly cheaper than they originally are. So yes, there are potentials to get Shock Troopers for $9, Cloud City and Slave One Boba Fett for $16, and that Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith Anakin for $8. So in this video we're going to be talking about all about the one technique you guys can use to get these minifigures for much cheaper than they originally are. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started and jump right into this video. Alright, so before we get started, just want to point a few things out. All prices in this video are subject to change, meaning they can go up, they can go down depending on how many of these parts are available and kind of out there in the market. Second, the prices are the cheapest for a quantity of 5 of that part or figure, and that is in the US, meaning if I am showing a certain LEGO part, the price is basically for the cheapest price for at least a minimum quantity of 5 unless otherwise stated. And again, this can be new or used, and most of the time these are for used good condition parts. And lastly, I have not taken shipping into account, but that's why if you're buying at least a quantity of 5, it's well worth that shipping cost. So now let's go ahead and jump in. Alright, so you must be wondering, what exactly is this technique? Well, this is called piecing together LEGO minifigures. So here's a quick little example. So we have a 501st clone pilot from the Z95 Headhunter going for about $7.50 on average for the cheapest price used in the US. However, rather than buying the figure as a whole, if you were to buy each individual part of the figure separately, so buy the helmet separately, buy the head separately, buy the body separately, and buy the legs separately, that would come out to a total of $3.58. So that's kind of what piecing together a figure is. Rather than buying the full figure for a certain price, you can buy each of the individual parts of the figure separately for a much cheaper price. And this again works for many figures. We're just going to take a look at a few examples in this video. And yes, that's why I'm saying for these prices on the right quantity of 5, because shipping is usually $350 to $450 in terms of domestic in the US. So when you get at least a minimum quantity of 5, you can divide that $4 shipping cost into per figure, which makes it much more worth it. So here's kind of the first example. We'll take a couple look at some clones that you can do this with. First off, the pilot, and then we'll take a look at some of the rare figures you can also do this piecing together method. Alright, and here is another one, of course. This is just the regular Clone Wars clone, one that's quite sought after, quite popular. And yes, while his original price is $4.50, but if you piece it together, meaning you buy each of the individual parts separately, you can purchase him for $3.50. Now, definitely not the savings of some of the other figures on this list, but still that $1 difference makes quite a bit of change, quite a bit of a difference when you're purchasing such a large quantity. So that is the Clone Wars clone, which you can get for $1 cheaper if you were to piece him together. Moving along, a couple more of the rare ones here. This is one that I showed in the original thumbnail, but this is the Anakin from the Palpatine's Arrest. And yes, he is a $21 figure, definitely quite sought after, considered by many to be kind of one of the better versions of the Episode 3 Anakin. But if you were to piece him together, you can get him for $8.97. So that is over a 50% savings in terms of the overall price. So again, what that means is you would buy the hair separately, the head separately, the body separately, the legs separately, and the cape separately, and that would come out to $8.97. Now again, times 2, meaning the body is only available in this price in a quantity of 2. But again, this is quite big, especially for some of these more rare, valuable figures, because of course this can help with regards to just having these for your collection, or even reselling them. And I forgot to mention, every single price and fig that you see in this video, I have actually purchased myself. So all of these have actually been tried and successfully done. Now, one other thing, of course, shipping is another thing. So what you do want to do is go ahead and, if possible, try and buy as many of these parts from the same vendor, such that you don't have to pay too many multiple shipping costs. Thought I'd just also throw that in there. And then, of course, another really cool figure is the Boba Fett with the arm printing from the newer Cloud City and Slave 1. Now, this figure goes anywhere from $27 to $30 on its own, but if you were to piece it together, you could purchase it for $16.47. So that is quite a drastic, almost $11 difference. And again, piecing together definitely does have its advantages. Now let's go ahead and move on to a couple of archive figure posts. So what do I mean by that? Well, these next two figures, these prices aren't available at the time of filming this video in early March. These are actually prices that happened in the last month, but that again goes to show you that prices will change, and eventually there's a chance these type of prices will pop up again. So this was from about a month ago. This is the Phase 2 clone, going for about $15 on average for a quantity of 1 or 2. But if you were to piece them together, you can get him for $7.76. So again, quite a difference in savings, almost 50% decrease in price. So again, that's just pretty awesome, and just goes to show you there's some pretty awesome saving opportunities out there. So that is the original, or the newer Phase 2 clone. Then the final example we're going to take a look at in terms of piecing together a figure is the Shock Trooper. So again, he goes for about $20 nowadays, but about a month ago, if you were to piece him together, you can get him for $9.29. Once again, a greater than 50% discount. So those are a look at some of the examples of piecing together a figure. So once again, buying all the parts individually, if possible from as few sellers as possible, you can get these figures for much cheaper than you would on just buying the figure as a whole. Now, lastly, what sites would you do this on? I would recommend piecing together a figure through a website called bricklink.com. eBay, Amazon don't have these ways of doing it, so bricklink.com is really the only site you can do this on. A pretty well trusted site used by many LEGO fans, so thought I'd just throw that out there, a bit of an informational video talking about a cool way to get some figures for much cheaper than retail. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos coming very soon, and I'll see you all next time.